Maybe she is great.
She is not missing.
I'm Gabby, that's Jordan.
Red flag, red flag.
I'm sure, I know I'm the villain in that story.
Hey,
Today is our last wedding episode.
finally.
So Jordan's going to tell you about her wedding drama. I'm tired today. Do I look it?
I'm exhausted. I'm puffy. Also, I have hives all over my body, I forgot to tell you.
Why?
I don't know. They showed up like 2 or 3 days ago. I don't know where they're from.
Can I see one?
If you really want... Oh, my nail just fell off. My nail fell off. It's in my shirt.
I'm missing my 2 thumbnails right now.
Here, I'll show you some of the... I don't know if they're still on the back of my neck, but can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right there and right there. And
Yeah.
They look almost
They're
like
all-
psoriasis.
Yes! That's
Do you
what
have
I said.
psoriasis?
What the hell is psoriasis? Where did my nail go?
It's gone. It's gone forever.
It's in here somewhere.
So guys, Jordan has psoriasis.
I don't know what psoriasis is.
I've started to
I thought they were
diagnose Jordan.
hives.
I've decided to, or I've not decided, I recently have been trying to self-diagnose Jordan and all of her issues. And psoriasis is definitely one of them.
How do you cure that naturally?
You don't.
Okay, well, I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna
No.
go to the co-op today and find a little hippy dippy
Co-op?
girl. And
Don't
she's
you-
gonna tell me.
I feel like psoriasis, I see psoriasis meds on commercials all the time.
Okay, well, I'm not buying meds.
Jordan doesn't subscribe to Big Pharma.
Hell no. No. Matt
This
is like,
is-
take some Excedrin every day. Like, you're gonna die. And they're gonna laugh because they're gonna be like, oh.
That's like Kelsey, so I take like 4 Advil when I have a headache. And Kelsey gets really mad because it's not the recommended dose on the bottle.
Okay.
She gets
No.
irate. She's like, Gabrielle, you can't take more than 2 Advil at a time. It hasn't been 8 hours since your last Advil. And she like freaks out. I'm like, ma'am, I need 4. I'm numb to Advil.
Yeah.
I do subscribe to Big Pharma.
I
Not that I
try-
love more.
I
than some
really
pain meds.
try my best not to unless it's like I'm on my deathbed and I
That's
like
fair.
need it.
Well, in college, I had a NyQuil addiction, so.
Yeah, in college I did. And then when I left college, I wonder, that's a question. Did anyone else have a NyQuil addiction?
I feel like everybody had a NyQuil addiction. None of us were
Not
sleeping.
even like in a good way, like to mix it and like take it out. No, it's more of I wanted to sleep through
Yeah.
the night.
Well, there's nothing like a NyQuil fever dream.
So good. I miss them sometimes.
But then you wake up and you're so dazed and confused for the next like 24 hours. It's not healthy. 10 out of 10. It's
and
not
I
healthy.
really got into health after college.
Health. I'm
Well-
hydrating.
That's good.
Hydration. I don't know.
Should we make a music video?
Well, we are doing vlogs now, so maybe
Oh,
that
yeah.
could be a vlog.
Yeah. Okay.
Honestly, that'd be kind of funny. Like, old school. Ooh, okay. This is good. I might try and find it and share it on my story. My brother will literally disown me, but it's for the best. His baseball team, he's younger. So when they were little and we'd go in tournaments,
Yeah.
I was just like the resident big sister, but like I would film them and like I'd make them like do
Wait,
plays and
Do
stuff
you
like
remember
that.
the Harlem Shake videos?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We did those. We did all of them. But essentially the best one ever that like we created was what's the song? It's like, you know that guy with the big afro that was like big when I'm at the mall. Da, 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 da. Do you know what I'm talking
An
about?
afro.
He has an afro. He's a white dude, but he had an afro on the cover of that album.
The only afro.
I'm sexy and I know it.
Oh, LMFAO.
LMFAO. Yeah.
Oh, wait, are they white? I don't think they're
I think they are. Let me look it up. I've got my computer
I was
here.
gonna say the only like white afro guy I know is Bob Ross.
It took me a minute to click. Yeah, he's white. He's so white. This guy's white. Maybe not that one, but that one with the afro. That's a white
You
man.
think so? I think
Or
he's
maybe-
more like Hispanic.
He might be mixed.
Yeah.
Let's see. LMFAO band ethnicity. Everything is on Google.
Also, while we're at it, we're canceling Apple. Don't ask.
We should tell them that. But the point is, let me tell you about this LMFAO thing, and then we'll get into why we're canceling Apple. So basically, I filmed it Sexy and I Know It, and we're looking. It doesn't say.
Well,
I'll figure it out. One day I'll figure it out. What race is LMFAO? Half black, half Latino.
Okay, yeah.
So you're right. He looks white. But that goes to show that you really don't know anybody's ethnicity. I follow
That's
this
true.
girl on TikTok, and she's blonde with blue eyes and looks white, and her dad is black.
Yeah.
And she's like done the DNA test. She's like, no, because everybody on TikTok is like, this isn't your dad. She's like, no, this is my dad.
Yeah.
Her mom's white, her dad's black. She just ended up real white. Good for her.
That's like me, literally.
Who cares? Who cares? I mean, I think there's nothing. I think half black people are the most beautiful people. They get the best genetics of both sides.
Like when
and
they
it's
look
ridiculous.
like really mixed, so cute.
Well, when you have like a dark skinned girl or even
Yeah.
like guy, and then you have the blue eyes, and
Yes.
stunning.
Blue
Stunning.
eyes on darker skin. Chef's kiss.
I have no
God,
spice to me.
God
I'm
plays
not fun.
favorites.
Yeah, I'm not one of them. I don't know what this is, but help.
You know what's like crazy is I have to find a picture of my biological dad, but I look very much like him, except I'm white.
Oh,
It's so weird.
well, wait. So your dad's not black, right?
No, my dad's black. My mom.
Yeah, your dad's black.
My mom's white. Yeah.
I thought your dad's family was black, not your dad was black.
How
Wow.
does my dad's family black and not my dad?
Like maybe he was like more removed. Like
He's lighter than the rest of them, but
Okay.
like way darker than I am.
Jordan's
Way
half
darker.
black. I was today years old when I just realized
You
Jordan
knew
was
that.
I knew there was like black
sent you-
lineage.
I
but-
sent you photos.
I know. And I knew there was like black lineage, but I didn't think you were like legit half
said-
black. Jordan's half black. No one come for us. I feel like this is going to get us canceled even talking about it because two white girls aren't allowed to talk about it. But I guess now we
Yeah,
are allowed
right.
to talk about it because you're not white.
You're not white that much either.
I'm Hispanic and Cubans are the most white
Are
of
they?
the Hispanics. Oh yeah.
I feel like they're a little.
We're sassy, but like I'm Russian and Cuban. I'm a straight
That-
communist. And
Your Cuban comes out in your personality.
oh, for sure. I see that. Even the Russian sometimes I feel it comes out when I'm angry.
I feel like it's more Cuban.
Fair enough. Let's do a poll.
Okay, wait.
So LMFAO.
So
So
they're not white.
they're not white.
Yeah,
They're like
okay.
you white.
Okay.
That's why he looks so white to
Cool.
me because he's related to you. Anyways, so basically, I created this YouTube video of all the baseball boys to I'm Sexy and I Know It. It's on their Facebook, like the old baseball Facebook page.
Oh my
I'm
god.
gonna have to pull it up and play it at some point. I'll play it for you after this, and then I'll throw it on Instagram. I might lose my brother forever by doing that, but I'm okay with it. So like I strategically was always filming music videos, so I feel like I could film a really good one for us.
I feel like we could make a music video.
You know those
That'd be
apps that they used to have when we were young on like the first iPhones that came out, and it would like give you different effects to film the music video? That's what I did for this. So I'll find that app again,
Oh, no.
and I'll let you know if it's still out there. Sorry if
I
it gets
don't
loud.
remember.
The garbage truck is outside. I just realized.
At least there's not a freaking rat running with a lizard in its mouth.
Yeah, that was
Like
a couple
last
times
time.
ago. But
That's
yeah,
crazy.
so this is our last episode of. Wait, you were
No,
gonna
it's
say
not.
something.
This isn't our last episode. This is the second episode.
You're right.
It's
I'm out of order, guys. This is chaos.
because we don't film in order,
We
which
probably
is
should.
okay. But I was just saying we're canceling Apple.
Oh, we're canceling Apple
Yeah.
because if you're close to us, you already know this. If you don't, this is an insight to how absolutely weird we are. We gave each other all boy names. I don't know why. So that's Jalen.
Yeah.
I'm Gabe. And then
She likes to say Gabe, but I like to say Gary.
Gabe and Gary, they're interchangeable. And then Kelsey is Kelvin. We really think it's funny. Kelvin is really anti this. Like, you can tell she gets mad when I call her Kelvin.
She got, you know what? She gets just as mad as when we were in the car in Vermont and you said you remind me of a chihuahua. And she
Tell me that girl
lost
does not remind you of a chihuahua.
No, it's so funny because it's true.
Honestly, I don't think she listens to our podcast, so I'm not going to say any of this that we said, and we'll know if she listens if she calls us out for this episode. We'll know. We'll know.
Oh,
But yeah, no, she does give me chihuahua energy. Her name is Kelvin, and that's that. So we decided a couple of days ago to play, you know, those games, the Game Pigeon
yeah,
in Apple.
in your iPhone.
And it self-generated for all of us, like, our emoji, or, like, our peoples,
Yeah.
our, like, little Bitmojis. And we're all dudes, which, fine, okay, our names
Yeah.
are dudes in our phones. And then Kelvin comes out black, and she lost it. She's like, this is racist.
Yeah, so
she lost it.
we're canceling Apple.
We're canceling Apple because how could you assume somebody's ethnicity from their name?
How can you assume somebody's gender?
Kelvin and Jalen and Gabe
Jalen?
are pretty.
You know what?
Pretty
I'm
boy.
taking a stance. If I have a daughter, I'm naming her Jalen.
Honestly, Jalen
At
would
Apple.
actually,
F you.
now that you said it, like Jalen would actually be a pretty girl's name. I say Jalen like weird to you, and I say it in a man voice
Jalen.
because I'm taking a stance.
Jalen.
But like,
Jalen.
and then
I'm
call her
trying to do
Jay.
like the Kylie Jenner. Stormy.
Stormy, baby, you look like mommy.
Jalen, baby.
Call her.
Rise and shine.
You're not.
Okay,
Straight to
anyways,
jail.
We're canceling them too, but that's for another day.
We are for sure.
Okay,
canceling
we
them.
need to talk about weddings now.
Do we?
Matt doesn't want me to talk about this, so I'm going to talk about it in a way where I don't give many details to who this person is.
Matt doesn't want you to talk about it, but we're going to talk about it anyways. Is what I
So we're talking about it, but I'm gonna give like details where like you don't know who this person is, so like the person who knows will know. And it's kind of like, am I the asshole? Kind of. Am I the problem?
Wait, I love that. I love
Yeah.
watching those videos.
They're so fun.
Okay.
So
Is Jordan the asshole? Answer us in the comments.
it's my wedding. I'm gonna preface that. So automatically, no, I'm not the asshole. But anyways, I'll let you guys decide. So there was a family member who was coming. She's not an immediate family member. It is a girl. Let's keep that in mind. So girls have crazy mood swings.
Girls should have each other's backs. So this is already, you're not the asshole. Whatever she did, she should know as a female, this is your wedding day. Boys, when they do stupid things, they don't realize they're doing stupid things. Girls know. They know
Girls
what
do it
they're
on
doing.
purpose.
Yeah. Okay, already.
Every
You're not the asshole,
move,
but
every move a girl makes is calculated. If you think it's not, you're naive.
yep, pretty
Okay.
true. Okay.
So this girl, she's not an immediate family member. She's dating an immediate family member.
Not married.
Not married.
Okay.
No. And I was doing my seating chart, and for the past, I want to say like year and a half, almost.
Wait, I want to stop you because I actually have a question because it's something I'm currently struggling with.
Mhm.
I'm working on my seating chart just
Mhm.
to like kind of get a rough idea. And did you and Matt sit like at a sweetheart table? Did you do a king's table? What did you do? Because like we're in that weird space of like we have enough of a bridal party. Like, so I feel like we've talked about this on another
Yeah.
episode, or it will be a later episode if you guys haven't heard it yet. Where I have 9 bridesmaids and he has 9 groomsmen. They're not standing up with us, so it's not like overwhelming. But I can't decide, do we all sit together? And if that's the case, do I let the 9 plus significant others, which then gets me up to like a lot. Like I
Yeah.
feel like it's a lot. So part of me is almost like gonna say fuck it and let the bridal party sit with their significant others and Kyle and I sit by ourselves. But I wanted to sit with my friends, so like I'm a little frustrated. So how did you do your seating situation?
Everyone's different. We're way different. So the way that I did it was the head table. So it was me, Matt, groomsmen on one side, bridesmaids on the other side. There's significant others, so we all stayed in that house together for the week prior to the wedding.
Yes.
So we have all gotten to know each other at this point. So I put everyone's significant others at
A table together.
one. Actually, we needed 2 tables, but
Okay.
2 tables together.
Okay. Because I was considering that, and then I was talking to my maid of honor, and I was like, well, where do you want your boyfriend to sit? She's like, well, I think he needs to sit with me. So it kind of like threw me for a loop. I know she wouldn't argue if I said, like, no,
Yeah.
we're doing it this way,
So
but like it kind of threw me.
But also, like, we did it very old school. Like, I've heard people are getting rid of the head table, which
I
that's
like
cool.
I like a heads
Um,
table.
But you have to keep in mind, like, if you've ever been to a wedding, you don't sit for very long.
Yeah.
Like, you're sitting for maybe, like, 30, 40 minutes. Maybe, like, I feel like that's pushing it. Like, you're not sitting for very long.
The issue, too, is my venue, I'm using their rentals just because it's already paid for in there, so why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
And it's round tables. And, like, it's like 8 to a table. But I can get, like, a sweetheart table that would be, like, larger.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know. I'm starting to think that I just need to sweetheart table it and then split up like my bridesmaids can all sit together with their
Yeah.
significant others. The groomsmen can sit with their
My
significant
cousin just got married, and that's what they did. So they did the sweetheart table, and then bridesmaids in one table, groomsmen on the other, right next to them. And
Okay.
it was the same. They had the rectangular sweetheart table and then the circle tables.
Okay.
So it wasn't. I think it just depends on what you want.
If you put the two circle tables next
And
to each other and then the sweetheart table, it's
Also
gonna look
depends
like
on
a
your
penis.
the photos. It does look like penis. Yes.
I'm so
That would be
immature.
so funny.
I'm so immature.
That would be hilarious. It also depends on the photos that you want. Like that plays a big factor.
That in my reception area is kind of small.
Yeah. Where you?
The courtyard.
So yeah,
Courtyard.
that's small.
And I need to like really stack those tables 8 to a table, but like I have certain people and I'm like, oh, they need to sit with this person. It's hard. Seating
It
charts
is.
are hard.
Seating charts are really hard.
So, anyways, continue your story.
So, preface, this girl and I texted quite a bit. Like, if we weren't texting every day, we were at least sending, like, TikToks to each other every day.
So you guys were
So it
close.
we were close. Like, it was I thought it was a friendship. Like, I thought, and she didn't have any friends. Like, they had just moved to another state. She's not really close with, like, any of her family. That's why she left. And she doesn't really hang out with people. Like, the people she hung out with were, you know, her boyfriend's coworkers. Like, so I was
Okay.
like, she was cool though for the time I knew her. So anyways, at least once a week, maybe twice a week, she would text me talking a lot of shit about 2 other people in our wedding who were parents
Okay.
in the wedding.
That's a problem.
Yes, which I won't say I didn't partake in, but I wasn't as aggressive as she
Okay.
was. And Matt would get, like, really mad about how aggressive she was about it. Because,
Okay.
like, he was like, I know, but, like, she doesn't need to be, like, that aggressive. So, she, from a person who texted her and, like, a bystander who's Matt, she hated them, these 2 people. Like, hates them. To the point where, like, she was planning things for her wedding.
Is
So
she
that-
engaged?
They had just gotten engaged.
Okay.
She was planning things for her wedding purposely so that they couldn't come. So
Okay.
I was doing the
I'm
seating.
gonna interject
Okay.
for the purpose of am I the asshole?
Mm-hmm.
I think that there definitely is a second side so far. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know where else she's going with this, but so far, in the sense of, like, being someone also who doesn't get along with their future in-laws or anything like that, I would never intentionally disclude them or make them feel like they couldn't be a part of something, but I understand the painstakingly difficulty of wanting to enjoy something, but the impending doom of thinking that they might ruin it. So, like, I can
Yes.
see where almost intentionally discluding them is bringing her some type of happiness that you're supposed to feel at your wedding.
Yes, but I think you have a different story. They've never been anything but nice to her, to them.
So she has no, like, when you guys ask her if she has
It's
any
just
justification, she doesn't have any.
They're older. They're old school. Like, they still live in that, like, old school mindset. And they can be annoying. They can. And, like, you've met them. Like, you know. But anyways, so I was doing my seating chart, and her significant other was in the wedding. He was in the wedding party. So he was, like, walking down the aisle. Like, he was sitting at the head table with us. Like,
Okay.
all of this. So I don't know why I'm so
Congested?
You
doing okay?
So when I was doing my seating chart, I texted her and said, I'm going to sit you with my friends so you don't have to sit with these people. My friends are her age. She's 20. My
so
friends
you're doing
are
her a favor already off the bat.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So I texted her that. She responded and basically just said, so I'm sitting with strangers. And I said, I mean, you're going to get to know them, like, all week. Like, they're my friends. Like, don't you want to hang out, like,
Also,
on
like,
your own?
I would be like, what would you rather? You pick.
Yeah. So then she texted me. She was like, "Well, I'd rather not spend my entire night with like strangers." And I was like,
Then what does she want? Like, did you go, what do you want then?
she wanted to like sit with them, but at this point, I had already made the seating chart. It's already being printed because she's expressed so much hate for these people, and I was like, "There is no way she'd want to sit with them. Let me sit her with people her own age."
It's wild. It's wild that people, like, can be that fake then. Like, you want to go sit with them, but you like
Yeah.
talk so much shit.
It didn't make any sense. So I was, this is the only time I think I was a bridezilla, and I kind of like went off on her because her significant other texted Matt and was like, "Why is Jordan being such a bitch?" And I was like, "Oh, you want to call me a bitch? Like, I can be a bitch." Like, I wasn't,
Let me show
I was
you.
not being a bitch. I was doing a favor because whatever. So we got into it. And then her significant other was being very rude. So I told Matt to, because we blocked each other immediately, like after I sent like this text, told her not to come to the wedding. So she didn't come to the wedding, and she still came to Sarasota,
Mhm.
but she just didn't come to the wedding. He, the significant other, came to the wedding, did not make eye contact with me, did not say hi to me, showed up 10 minutes before the ceremony, and left right after.
And he was
Right
at the
after
wedding.
photos. Right after photos, left. Did not say a word to me. And then
Why do you think he did that at that point? Do you think it was like he didn't want to regret later? Like, or why even show up for him at that point? Like, why bother?
yeah, so I was like, that is the most like disrespectful thing in the entire world to me.
Yeah,
Like,
super.
Do not come to my wedding and not say, not even wave to me, because I looked at him and I could tell like he was just like purposely like looking away, so he didn't make eye contact with me. Nil, who was my maid of honor, tried to have a conversation with him, and like, so say like you're Nil, you're trying to have a conversation with me, and I'm him. He's just like looking like this as she's talking to him, just like not giving her the time of day.
Garbage.
And I was like, that is extremely rude. Like, you're rude to me. You're disrespecting like my relationship. Like, also, like, if you weren't gonna stay, like, you should have told me, because you knew this, and we paid a lot of money for you to be there.
here.
Like, it's not cheap. Like, a plate setting, like with the charger, like it's not cheap.
Well, it's I didn't even think about that, but it's the catering, it's the alcohol, it's
The chair. We had special chairs at the head table. We had special silverware like we had special everything, and
it's
like
an extra additive to every. So now, okay, here's your PSA for people that think that they can just not go to the wedding a week before, or like not give extended time. Like, I decided I wasn't going to one of my friends' weddings recently,
yeah.
and I gave her 4 months notice.
Yeah.
Because, like, 4 months out, you haven't really given your rental numbers yet. You haven't given, like, your final head count for catering. If you're, like, a month out or a week out, and you're the type of asshole that it's not an extreme emergency and you just decide not to go to the wedding, you're a dick. You're a fucking dick.
Yeah.
We're paying over hundreds. I mean, my catering and alcohol alone, which, like, this is probably TMI and I probably shouldn't share this, but it's going to be about $195 per person for alcohol and food.
Yeah.
And then it's not even including all the rentals and other stuff that goes into it, the gifts that you give, like the wedding favors, stuff like that. So, like, I'm already at probably like $250, $300 per person. So if you're going to just not show up but tell me you're coming, don't talk to me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's rude. It's
I
rude.
had people not even text me. Well, actually, I only had one person do this. Not even text me that they weren't coming until after. And I was like, okay, goodbye.
Are they an out-of-towner?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, I mean, like, there were two people where their flights got really messed up and they couldn't get here, which I completely understand, and, like, I'm not mad at them at all. They made up for it,
Well, like
but
I
I
said,
had
there's
one
emergencies.
person who just did not even bother to text me until, like, a week after the wedding. And I was like, okay, go off, girl.
I'd be like, we're not friends anymore.
Yeah,
what
no.
the fuck?
So, anyways, back to the story. These two people still don't know about what happened, and we just found out that the one who was causing all the issues is pregnant, and she was pregnant at the time of our wedding. So I'm like, was she hormonal? Does she regret any of this? Or is she just a fake person?
I think that obviously neither of us have ever been pregnant, so we can't speak to it. And, you know, there's no telling how we will act when we're pregnant. But at that point then, her significant other probably should have, knowing that she was pregnant, he should have held her more accountable and been like, okay, are we being irrational? Even then, like, why didn't he call her out and be like, you're being a little bit irrational?
Because...
Did she walk all over him a little bit?
I don't even know how to explain their relationship. Like, he's very quiet, and he doesn't have many friends either. He pushes his family away from him. Like, he is full on, like, invested into this girl now.
Okay.
Who has ruined his relationship with, like, everyone.
I mean, some people get clouded like that.
He just told his family that she was pregnant, and she's due soon, like in the next couple months.
Okay, unpopular opinion right here. I think when you choose to tell people you're pregnant is 1,000% your prerogative. So, like, when people are mad because they're like, oh my gosh, like, I didn't even know you were pregnant and now you're telling us, or people wait until they give birth and then tell people, I don't give a fuck. Like,
yeah.
If you don't know their story, like, they could have had a miscarriage before, so they're worried about telling people and having to deal with, like, that aftermath again. You could, like, there's just so many reasons for why people might not say anything. Or I also respect the fuck out of if people want to tell me at fucking 2 weeks that they're pregnant, I don't care. Like, because, you know, there's also the stigma of, like, oh, well, you can't tell until you're X amount of weeks because it's not really viable yet. And, like, not your choice. Nobody's choice, you know?
She hates his family so much she didn't want them to
That
know.
it was a punishment.
I think she just didn't want anyone to know in his family. Like, the hate, like...
We don't have to agree with it, but I do have to respect it because, like, it's her body.
If I still had these text messages, like, the hatred this girl has for his side of the family is just, like, I've never seen anything like it.
So that's the thing. I don't even hate, like, family members that, like, we don't get along with. I don't hate any of them. Do I necessarily want to spend time with them? No. And this goes, it's not just Kyle's side. Like, I have people on my side of the family that I don't particularly like. We don't agree on things. Like, I don't think they respect me at all. And we're getting to that point now. It's, like, down to the wire. Mom's like, you have to invite so-and-so. You have to invite this person. You have to do that. And we're sitting with Kyle's side, and we're like, okay, well, I guess we have to invite this person. We have to invite that person. And I'm kind of getting to a point where I was like, why do I have to pay for somebody to come and celebrate me that doesn't even like me anyways?
You know what? I'm kind of glad she's pregnant because it takes the pressure off of me in that for at least 5 years.
Were they giving you a hard time about?
But everyone always asks. Like, they ask.
Oh, I don't ask you.
Not you, but, like, my mom. She's always like, when is it going to happen? I'm like, girl...
Does she know you're not sure if you, like, want that?
Yeah, no, she knows that. She was like, I don't think you're ever going to have kids. And I was like, correct. But as I get older, I do start thinking about having kids. But not till I'm 30. Truthfully. Like, even at 30, I'm going to be like, maybe a couple more years.
I asked Kyle for Christmas if he'd get me that egg test.
Yeah.
I think I need to... spice that one up and check him.
I think I need to go check again.
Oh, you've gone before?
Yes.
But
I also want to get them frozen for whatever I do have.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So that,
because if you're adamant that you're like, I don't want until at least 30,
yeah,
that gives you options, right? I feel like as much as, like, everybody's having kids later and, like, that's working out and people are having a great time, I've also seen a lot of my friends who are 30 that are having a really hard time right now. So I just, like, don't even want, like, that to be an issue at all. Like, I don't want to have kids right now, but, like, I don't want it to be an issue in 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years.
Yeah.
So, I get that, but... No, I mean, I don't think punishing the family with, like, not telling them is fair, but I do think as a general whole, unrelated to that situation particularly, that it's completely 1,000% everybody's prerogative on when they want to tell people they're pregnant.
Or she just found out.
That would be a long-ass time to not know. Ooh. I hope she wasn't drinking and I don't know. I was at a bachelorette party the other day taking pictures, and this woman was full-blown pregnant. Not to mom shame, but like full-blown pregnant. She drank 2 glasses of wine. And I know there's like some, like, I guess like you can drink. I don't know
pregnant
enough.
friends who
Drink wine.
drink a glass here and there.
I just don't know.
It has to be, her doctor said it has to be a certain type of wine.
Has to be a certain type of wine, and then I also heard it has to be in a certain trimester.
I don't know.
And I don't think you're allowed to do it when you have a high-risk pregnancy.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But I don't know. Obviously, we're far off from that, so we don't really need to know the specifics of that. But it made me uncomfortable when I was taking pictures, because I'm taking pictures of this pregnant woman drinking wine, and I'm like, I can't post these anywhere. I'm going to get ripped to shreds by the mom shamers. By the mom shamers! That's the title of this episode.
Mommy
Fuck the-
shamers.
Stormy baby, you look like mommy.
Jalen baby.
Jalen baby, you look like mommy.
Anyways, so I mean, I don't know if I'm the asshole. I was like, it's my wedding. I'll seat you where I want to, and you're gonna sit there and be happy.
I'm sure in her world she has a completely different side that
Yeah.
you are the asshole.
Oh yeah. So they told the other sibling and his wife
Okay.
the story. Me and Matt don't know what that story is. Like, we don't know what her side is. We don't know what they told them. The parents don't know. But it's about to come out, and it's gonna get real spicy.
Why do you think it's about to come out?
Because they keep calling Matt saying, hey, when are you booking your hotel room for their wedding?
Oh,
And they don't know.
And Matt's not going?
Neither of us are going.
I mean, if they literally didn't even, like, if he didn't have the decency, like, he showed up and didn't talk to you guys and, like, made a scene, then you're right, you shouldn't
That's why
go.
I'm mad. That's why I'm mad. You could easily just, and I'm an easy person to apologize to. Like, I'll give you another chance. Like, just say, I'm sorry that I did not acknowledge you at your wedding.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I left early and cost you, like, $220. Like,
Pay me back.
like
Just
I don't
kidding,
even
that's funny.
but
But, like,
like it was like you just have to like say sorry. Like, not that someone should do that in the first place, but like just say sorry. And I'm like, okay, fine. So that's what I told Matt, and Matt was like, I don't know what to do. Like, he feels stuck in the middle. His other brother, which I'm also pissed about, told him, well, just lie and say that he did say sorry, just to you, not to her. And I was like, so you're both assholes.
so, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. Do you feel like maybe, like, Matt should go and you should just sit it out?
No.
Why?
Because he not
'Cause
only
it's his brother. Like,
doesn't
you have to...
respect our relationship or me, but he doesn't show any interest in his brother.
Okay.
Like,
If there's multiple reasons where
Yeah.
it's pointing to also Matt and not just you, then that's fine. I'm just saying you never want to be the person that, like, is the driving wedge between a sibling relationship.
Yeah.
So, like, if it were just about this girl and, like, stuff like that, I could totally see you sitting that one out
Yeah.
and, like, letting Matt go.
So me and Matt talked about this, and I was like, it's very clear that he does not care about you. By the way,
They're younger.
younger. He's my age.
He'll have regrets down the line about this.
Oh, I'm sure. And, like, my mom knows this whole story, too, and, like, she said the same thing, that, like, when he's older, like, he is going to regret, like, all of these actions that he's made.
Well, I mean, who even knows? You might have another do-over wedding if she's as horrendous as, like, everybody's making it out to be. There might be a divorce in his future.
I don't know. He doesn't see it, though. He's, like,
Yeah, but
drinking the
true
juice.
colors come out.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, especially when you're, like, bound to somebody, I feel like it gets worse because, like, you realize that there's, like, a commitment there, and, like, I think even more true colors show.
Yeah.
And, like, if it's already bad, imagine how much worse it could get. I don't know. I'm intrigued to see how it plays out.
I'm
When's
intrigued
the
to
wedding?
October?
Oh, so you've got, like, a year, too. You don't know where you're going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could mentally be in a completely other
Mhm.
space. So, you got time. We'll play with it. Spicy. We love a little spice.
Yeah.
I don't have a fun wedding story today, but for those of you who don't know, I work for Marry Me Tampa Bay, so I look at weddings all day long. All day long. I do. That's what I do. I run a lot of the social media for that. I help a little on the back end with the blogs that we post. So what Marry Me Tampa Bay is, it's like a wedding publication. And someone like Jordan would submit her wedding or her photographer, videographer, whatever. And we go through a process of vetting them. And it's funny because, like, we're still posting weddings from 2021. Like, where
really?
it's very strategic. It's very seasonally placed. So, like, we're posting holiday weddings now that were, like, last year or something like that.
Okay.
So it's very strategic on how it goes. So even though you might submit, like, the week after your wedding, you, like, could be in our queue for years. And then, like, you go up there. It's kind of cool how that system works. But what we do is then we have vendors that pay to be part of our network. And they're the vendors that we choose preferentially to advertise. They go through a huge vetting process. We make sure they align with our brand standards. And essentially, so like, for example, Jordan's wedding photographer and videographer are longtime members, Bonnie and
John.
I just know because it used to be Bonnie Newman Creative, and then they changed to Mars and the Moon Film. They're like a member longstanding, so they would be somebody where if they submitted Jordan's wedding, Jordan would be like at the top of weddings because there's preferential treatment there. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So people pay to be a member. Kelsey Lee Events. She is,
Bless you. Thanks.
she's a wedding planner that's like one of our preferred wedding planners. So she does a lot with Marry Me Tampa Bay. I am on there as a boudoir photographer. I just actually booked somebody through Marry Me Tampa Bay yesterday.
Nice.
I need to get her on the calendar. So yeah, so like stuff like that is kind of like why I know so much about the wedding industry. I feel like as they're watching these episodes, they're gonna be like, yeah, Gabby's planning a wedding, but like, why does she know like that statistic or that thing? But Tampa's like a weird one because it technically falls under the category of a destination wedding.
Yeah.
So for you, like, I mean,
I know people
like,
kept saying I was having a destination wedding, and I was like, I'm literally not. Like, I'm not.
It's not for you because you live here, but like most people travel here to get married and don't live here.
Yeah.
It's very weird. I don't know why
It
you
is
choose
weird.
Florida as destination, but I guess if you like live in a cold state or you're landlocked, like Florida's a great spot. California's too expensive.
California's really expensive.
Pretty though. Some of my favorite wedding venues are in California.
I wanted to have like another wedding where I get married in the winter.
A winter wedding?
Mm-hmm.
Can we do it in Montana?
I was thinking Vermont.
I mean, we could do Vermont. I feel like I can't go back to Stowe.
I think we should not go back to that inn.
So we went to Stowe, Vermont on a girls' trip. Yikes. Jordan had herself a good time.
I think we all had a good time.
Jordan indulged more than others.
Well, there was one who couldn't indulge, so that sucked.
Who couldn't indulge?
Kaylee.
Oh, yeah. She still managed to have a good ass
Yeah, she did.
But yeah, so I mean, we could do a Stowe, Vermont wedding, but I just feel like we'll end up back on their Facebook group. We were all over their Facebook page, and anytime we walked into a business, they were like the 8. They kept calling us the 8.
Someone listens to our podcast who lives in Stowe.
It's Joe.
I don't know who it is.
It's Joe.
But if you're listening to this, can you send
Joe,
us
are you
screenshots of the Facebook page and like the posts that we're on? Because I just want to see
I'm
them
telling you, it's Joe.
in the comments. How would Joe like know?
Joe knows
You know
everything.
what? Because we were Venmoing him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why.
So Joe...
That's how he found us, through Venmo.
Joe is our taxi driver. So we get there and there's like no cars because we're there during off season because as much as I'm a planner, I apparently am a bad one. So there's no cars, there's no Ubers, there's just taxis. And all the taxis we keep getting are like the big car ones and they're charging us like $40 to go 2 miles. And we're like, this is a joke. So all of a sudden we encounter Joe and Joe's just got a normal size small car.
I think
And
it's
there's
like
8
a
of us.
CRV.
Yeah, there's 8 of us. And Joe's like, girls, he's Italian. He's like, girls, you gotta call Joe, and Joe will pick you up, and Joe will take you. Girls. Joe will take you. He was like, I'll just fit all 8 of you in here. You just pile in. Well, so we did.
The accent went very country at the end.
Sorry, I'm not Italian. My favorite is I have a video of Kelsey. All of a sudden, she's Italian.
Wait,
She's like, Joe, what are we talking? And I'm like, you're not. No.
did he say he was Italian?
Yeah, he's Italian.
Is he?
That's why him and Kelsey were like.
I
bonding
have
over
a
that.
video of him saying, "You can't handle what I got."
Yep, that's about right. He told Kelsey she couldn't handle him. And honestly, I don't think he's wrong. I don't think Kelsey could handle it. We've done a lot of roasting of Kelsey today.
You know what? We should host a roast.
It would be roast.
You roast everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, like we videotape it. Have you ever seen a roast?
I
Like the
think
ones
what
that
we
we
should do is every time like we have somebody over, so like next time Kelvin's over, we like film a short clip and then we put all the clips together. So we sit and we roast our friends.
We definitely need a roast.
And then we'll also leave and let them roast us. I've got to sit. I have an idea in my head of how this looks. I'll explain to you later. But yeah,
you have to
it
be
can
there
a
for the roast. Like you have to listen to them roasting you. Like that's the whole point.
No, I have an idea. Let me live. We'll discuss at a later date, not in front of the fam. Okay.
Sorry for bringing you into our family drama.
God, so much family drama today.
I did have more drama at my wedding.
Like what?
So there were 2 people in our house that were gluten-free. So when we went grocery shopping, we got a gluten-free pizza. And there was a girl in the house
Okay.
that tried to like take a slice of the gluten-free pizza, and they were like, no, can you have the regular pizza, because like this is the only pizza we can eat. And she like caused a scene about it, apparently, over gluten-free pizza.
Insane. People are dumb. Hey, really random, I was thinking about it because I'm really hungry. I got a pesto sandwich, a wrap, on Monday. It's Thursday. It's been in the fridge. Can I eat that for lunch?
Where's it from?
Kale me crazy.
What's on it?
Pesto, chicken, lettuce. That's it.
I mean, the lettuce is gonna be like...
I pull the lettuce out anyways, to be
Oh.
honest. I'm not a lettuce guy.
So it's just chicken and pesto.
And cheese.
It should be good to eat, I think.
I'm gonna eat it.
I don't know.
If I get sick, we'll know why. Sorry, that was really random. I started daydreaming about what I wanted for lunch. Kind of want Chick-fil-A.
I forget that it's like almost lunchtime.
It's actually only 10.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 9:50.
It's
right now.
almost lunch.
Fair enough. Well, I have nothing else to add to this.
I don't have anything either.
We hit our backdrop.
Sorry.
We're gonna get a
Sorry,
new
darling.
backdrop, guys. For season 2.
Yeah, we should.
As much as
This is like too nude.
I like it. I just want something a little funkier. We've already talked about what we're doing. We just gotta find it.
I think we can make it.
I don't want to make it.
But I think it would be really easy for us to make.
I think that you need to stop
I think
suggesting we
need
make
to
it.
make it.
Okay, you gotta start sourcing things for that.
I will. I will. Send
You
me
know
all
who's-
your J14 magazines.
You know who's gonna end up making it is Rachel.
Well, we'll give her the ingredients to make it.
I need to stop asking Rachel to make things for me.
She enjoys it.
Rachel is one of our most consistent listeners. So when
Yeah,
she hears
loves
this,
She loves
she's
this
gonna be
podcast.
like, yeah, follow Hera's Heritage on Instagram. She's so talented and she's really crafty. So if you have a craft, just DM her and be like, will you make this for me? And she'll make it. But pay her because she deserves to be paid. I don't think we'd pay her to make our
We-
backdrop. But I'll
I
pay
don't
her
know,
in
what do you
alcohol.
want? Like wine?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Just to hang out? Do you want to just
Yeah.
hang out with us?
Do you want to? We could put you in an episode.
Oh, she'll be in an episode at some
So.
point. We just got to figure out where she lies in the themes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's our drama.
Bye, Rachel.
See you later, Rachel. Bye, buddy. Hope you
Fuck
found
everybody
dad.
else.